Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Convocation Center, home of your California Vulcans. I'm Maddie Mann, joined alongside the voice of Vulcan Sports, Mr. Jonathan Sape. Sape, how are we feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great. How are you feeling today,
Oh,
Abby?
I'm great. I'm hyped. You know this is always going to be kind of a gritty battle when these two teams square off against each other, so I'm excited. I'm excited to be back in the Convocation Center. It's going to be a great matchup tonight.
I absolutely agree. As we can take a look at your screen, we have the last matchups that these two teams played. On Monday, February 6th, the Golden Knights again were able to get a big win over UPJ 83-66, and California were able to defeat the Rock of Slippery Rock here at home 74-68. Both games very important for both teams in regards to standings.
That was another big win for Gannon the other day. At the half, they led UPJ, get this, Jonathan Sape, 41-29. What a dominant performance by the Golden Knights in that game.
Yeah, that's a big lead in the half. In that game as well, Gannon shot 6 for 13 from 3, so almost 50%. So you're going to win a large chunk of your games if you're able to shoot that well from behind the arc. And then in California's game against Slippery Rock, Alicia Harris had 27 points, so set another career high. Set a career high against Edinburgh on the weekend, and then a new career high in this game. And they scored 42 points in the paint in that game, which was a big reason why they were able to defeat the Rock.
And now we're going to take a look at some starters here shortly for both Cal U and the Gannon Golden Knights. First, for the visiting Golden Knights, it's going to be number 40, Maddie Wheatley, then number 13, Emma Wright, number 15, Boston McKinley, number 44, Sam Parisco, and number 54, Delaney Dogan. They're starting five for pretty much this entire season. And then on the California side, it's the ain't broke, don't fix it lineup of California. Number 2, Sierra Lloyd. Number 5, Hallie Harrington. Number 22, Jordan Smith. Number 23, Alicia Harris. And number 33, Raja Fink to round out the Vulcans lineup.
Yeah, and this last time that these two teams played against each other was about a month ago on January 14th, where Gannon were able to get the win 70-63. In that game, Lloyd had 20 points and 4 assists. Fink had 15 points and 7 rebounds. And Parasco from the Golden Knights had 32 points, which was a career high, and 13 rebounds. In that game as well, the Golden Knights shot 18 for 23 from the free throw line. And Cal in that game shot 1 for 15 from 3. I mean, they really, really struggled in that game from behind the arc.
It's going to be a good matchup for you all, folks, as both teams get ready to take the court here. Coach Strom giving the Vulcans some last-minute words of wisdom as they're going to break huddle here. And there are your California Vulcans now taking the court for the opening quarter here in the Convocation Center. It looks like number 54, Delaney Dogan, the forward out of West Middlesex, Pennsylvania, is going to be taking the tip-off for the Golden Knights, and then it will be Alicia Harris for the California Vulcans. And there is some life here in the Convocation Center as we are underway, and the opening tip-off will be won by the Vulcans, and Sierra Lloyd will be bringing the charge back the other direction. Fink comes up to set the screen. Now she dumps it off to Smith. Smith bounce pass to Fink. Fink once again with the give and go to Smith. Now Harrington has it at the top of the key. No stranger to conducting that offense, but she's going to give and go back to Smith. Now Harris has it by the charity stripe. 8 seconds on the shot clock. She kicks it out to Fink. Fink throws it up for 3. No good shot there. That will be number 44, Sam Parisco, with the board. And now Gannon's going to slow things down and take it back the other direction. Golden Knights crossing the Vulcan logo. They're going to reset. That's Boston McKinney on it. Dumps it out by the Vulcan bench, trying to create some space here. Hallie Harrington on the defensive end for California. Dogan has it at the top of the key. 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Emma Wright trying to throw something up before the shot clock expires. No good basket. Fight for it. And there will be a foul called in favor of California.
Yeah, this one's going to go against Dogan, as she got a little bit too pushy underneath trying to fight for that offensive board. And it's going to be big for California that she's going to get into foul trouble early. The 6-foot grad student, like you said, from West Middlesex, Pennsylvania, a big reason why they were able to win the first game. It's going to be important for her to pick up these early fouls so that the Vulcans don't have to deal with her that much.
Sarah Lloyd has it now, double teamed by the Golden Knights. Great pass to Fink to keep this alive. Fink trying to create some space, throws it up for 2. Off the iron, rebounded by Parisco. Now going back the other way on the California side. 8:40 left in this game, still a scoreless first quarter. Great rainbow pass to Dogan. Sierra Lloyd gets a hand on it, and it will go out of bounds. and it will remain Gannon basketball.
And that was exactly what Gannon did the entirety of the game the last time that these two teams played. They just have such big bodies. They have Porosco, they have Dogan underneath, just trying to float it in there, let them take advantage of the smaller matchups that they have against the Vulcans, and just try to score in the paint.
Wheatley tried to go up with the shot, and that's going to be blocked by Harris, but Harris will get a foot out of bounds. So that's going to be bringing some more life to the Golden Knights. We're going to take a look at that play. That is Maddie Wheatley with the shot, and a great block there from Alicia Harris for California. And a fight for the board. Smith gets a hand on it, but can't hold it in. And that's going to be Wheatley has it on top of the key. Now they're going to try and reset. 12 on the shot clock, kicks it out to the outside. Perisco, the former PSAC Athlete of the Week this past week, throws it up and gets 2 for the opening points here in the Convocation Center.
Yeah, and Porosco is just so versatile in the way that she can shoot from anywhere on the court. And that time, very similar to Fink, loves to get herself into those post positions, loves to be able to just go at a defender, and that time able to just get the shot over her defender with the right hook.
Smith with a long 3, and nothing but nets for Jordan Smith.
We've seen Smith struggle as of recently, but she's one of the lifelines of this team from beyond the arc, shooting 46%. Or excuse me, 24% from 3. I mean, that would have been way different.
That would have been a heck of a statistic there as we're back underway. Bounce pass now to Perisco, and that's going to be up, and it's a charging foul, and the fans here in the combo are letting them here in favor of California. We're going to take a look at that play here as Perisco throws it up there. And that's going to be no basket called.
Yeah, great awareness that time by Lloyd to come across and try to help out on that defense. Porosco just got a little bit too much on it and just ran Lloyd over.
Lloyd now going to take the charge past the Vulcan here. Heavy pressure defense from the Golden Knights, and getting a hand on that. That's Emma Wright. Great strip from Emma Wright. Now leading back the charge the other way is McKinney. Find wide open in the paint is Dogan, and Dogan gets it to go.
And once again, it's just something that we see a whole lot from this team, the size mismatch that they can have against any team in the PSAC. And they're going to do exactly that every time. Find one of their players underneath that are way bigger than everyone else and just try to feed them in the post.
And that's going to go out of bounds on Fink. It looked like it might have hit one of the Gannon players' shoes, but they will call it on Fink there. So Golden Knights will be taking control 4-3, 6:54 before going to the second quarter here. It's been a defensive heavily game as we anticipated, and that's going to be another basket scored for Golden Knights. Porosco with that one.
Yeah, that time Harris tried to jump the pass, tried to steal it away, but bit a little bit too hard. Great pass to find Porosco, spinning away from Harris. I mean, that's going to be as easy as a finish as you want for Porosco.
Now Lloyd comes up, tries to pass it to Fink. It did get tipped, but they are able to salvage it. Now Smith has it, pulls up for 2. That's going to be short. Harris with the board. Harris is now going to throw it up. That one's too strong, and that's going to be Porosco to take it back. Going back the other way is McKinney. McKinney now stalling out by the Vulcan bench. The heave pass to Wright. Wright trying to create some space here. Now the give and go back to McKinney. That's Jordan Smith on the defensive end for California. Rainbow pass now in the paint. Great pass and a great execution by Sam Porosco.
And this is pretty much a carbon copy of what we saw in game 1, which is Porosco absolutely feeding in the post. And then the Vulcans need to adjust to it quickly here because they don't want a similar performance that Porosco had last time because she set a career high.
Now Lloyd back at it. Great pass to Fink. No, they can't get it to go there. Fight for the board. Fink had it, and it was taken out of her hands. Now going back the other way on the Gannon side of the court. Coach Strom in the sidelines there. They're waiting on the official call on the floor.
This time it's going to be a foul against California, I believe.
It will be a foul on Alicia Harris of California. Now sub coming in for the Golden Knights. It will be Madison Dembski. Now we are back underway here on the California side. Sorry, on the Gannon side here. Now a pass, that's going to be tipped by Fink. Harrington comes down with it. Lloyd now creating some spacing going back the other way. Then Madison Dembski will be joined by Bree Claxton to come in as that shot was no good and off the mark, and Harrington tried to get in and save it.
Yeah, I respect the hustle because Harrington, that shot was going out of bounds and she was almost able to save it and almost ran over our great buddy Nate Kurtz down there trying to take some pictures.
Schmiskin on the court trying to take his photos there, almost got his head taken off once again. Now it's going to go back on the Gannon side of the court here. And that shot is going to be no good. Foul called on the floor. It looks like that foul will be on California.
Yeah, that one's going to go against Fink as she was trying to come over and cover against Perasco. And this is just the trap that the Vulcans have been set into. It's so tough to deal with this offensive Gannon. And while we have a second, we can take a look at the tail of the tape of both teams coming into this game. Gannon scoring 72.3 points per game, which is 4th in the PSAC compared to the 68 for Cal, which is 9th in the conference. Gannon shooting 45% from the field, almost 46, which was first in conference. California 41.2% from the field, which would rank 8th in the PSAC. 3-point percentage, 34.1 for Gannon, 28.8 for Cal. Free throw percentage, 78.7 for Gannon compared to the 68.4 for Cal. I mean, that's a huge difference in free throw percentage. And then rebounds, California edging that one, 39.5 rebounds per game for the Vulcans and 38.2 for the Golden Knights.
Now we're going to take a look at some replays while we have a second. It's back Maddie Wheatley with the shot, and a great block there from Harris. And now we're going to go back on the California side. The pull-up three from Smith. The only points California has been able to get here so far. 8-3 game here in the Convocation Center. Now under the basket, what Gannon has done really so well every time we reverse them. Putting a big man under the basket and getting it 2 more. That time Delaney Dogan. And now going back the other way, the PSAC Athlete of the Week, Sam Perisco, with that one. Another one of Perasco right here. Another easy money layup for the Golden Knights. You can see with a big battle brewing here tonight in terms of PSAC rankings, we have the fans, we have the band, we have the atmosphere in the Convocation Center.
Absolutely, and after that mini timeout, Sam Perasco going to go to the line here for the Golden Knights. 83.2% free throw shooter on the season, but isn't able to knock down the first one.
Second one here for Perasco. And she gets the second one. Now Lloyd's going to lead the charge back the other direction for California. See the bench really trying to hype her on there. Lloyd now bounce pass to Fink. Fink weighing her options here. Throws it back out to Lloyd. Lloyd has some space, pulls up from the charity stripe. Bouncing, still bouncing. Now it's going to go out, and they'll call it in favor of Gannon.
Yeah, unfortunate. Nice mid-range jumper that time from Lloyd in a spot that she wants to take it from, just couldn't get the luck of the bounce of the shooter to go her way. And then Harris underneath trying to get that board. Just got a little bit too much under it and poked it out of play.
Boston McKinney now has it by the Vulcan bench, tries to get one to go here. 2 more for Perasco. Now 11-3, 4:14 left as Lloyd crosses the Vulcan. Lloyd now bounce pass to Fink. Fink weighing her options. Finds Harris in the paint. That one's going to get tipped by the Golden Knights. Emma Wright got a hand on it. Gannon just doing a great job of using their size and physicality to really command this game and make them play Golden Knight basketball here. McKinney has it once again. Harrington on the defensive end for California. Now a heave for 3 right here. Nothing but net for Emma Wright. And now Coach Strom of California will take a timeout on the floor.
Yeah, and California just can't seem to figure out what to do to stop this Golden Knight team. I mean, they tried to stop Perasco inside. She already has 9 points. She's tripling the California point total in this game so far. It's just everything that she would ever want inside. And then whenever you try to prevent that from happening, when you try to double team her underneath or inside, you just have players like right outside that can shoot. She shoots 37.7% from 3 on the season. So it's just going to be very difficult to try to stop that. And while we have a second, we can take a look at the team leaders here from your California Vulcans.
We got a bunch of names up there, Fink, and Lloyd. And then lastly, Harrington leading them in minutes per game. This has really been a kind of not a 5-man show, I will say, but it's really been a big effort by the starters to get California to go. currently with a 15-8 overall record, 11-6 in the PSAC, have kind of been bouncing back and forth in terms of ranking. Currently number 3 in the PSAC rankings. Now Lloyd is in a predicament, kicks it out to Harrington. Harrington, the sharpshooter for the 3-line, gonna try and go in the paint. Harris gets the board, fight for it. Looks like Fink will get the last touch on that as that goes out of bounds.
We've seen this a lot this season with this Vulcan offense. When it's on, and when it's cold, it's really, really cold. So far in this game, 1 for 10 from the field, and then it just seems to have not be able to catch its feet quite yet.
Miscue there, and they're going to call backcourt on that as that one went off the foot of Bree Claxton. Looks like the football team of California is in the crowd and really hyping on the Vulcans women basketball here tonight. So great to see them here as Lloyd now tries to create some space. Great move by her. Now kicks it out to Smith. Smith getting the pressure on her from the Golden Knights. Pulls up mid-range. No good. Harris gets the board. Throws it up once again. That's going to be well off the mark. And it will remain California's basketball.
Substitution here for the Golden Knights. It's going to be Claxton going to the bench and Wheatley coming back into the game. California just need to get one basket. Maybe one basket for them. We'll be able to kind of just build the ground a little bit, get the foundation of this offense going, and try to slowly build it up and get back in the game.
Smith now give and go to Fink. Harris comes up to help her and gets the screen. Now Fink pulls up from the charity stripe and 2 more for California.
And that's something we didn't see a whole lot of last game due to those 2 technical fouls that she saw on the weekend against Edinburgh. And just picking up where she normally leaves off, just so proficient inside of the 3-point line, can shoot from anywhere inside of that range.
Now back on the Golden Knights side of the court here, playing a little hot potatoes. They go for the 3 ball. That's going to go off the iron, fight for the board here. Fink's going to get a hand on it. Looks like they're going to try and draw the jump ball, and it will be a jump ball. California wasn't able to get the timeout, but waiting on whose possession will favor. It looks like potentially the Golden Knights. Yeah,
the referee pointed in favor of Gannon, so a little bit unfortunate there for California. Maybe should have just burned the timeout to try to keep the possession in their favor. But Gannon are going to get the ball back and make a substitution into the game. For them, it will be number 20, Emily Poling.
Now Poling back to do the inbounds here, is able to get it off to Wheatley. Now they're going to reset at top of the key. Smith tried to fight for it, but it will go out on her. Another sub coming in for Gannon here. Looks like Allie Bedman's going to be coming in for Emma Wright. Now Gannon back on the inbounds. They do have 15 on the shot clock, so they have time to run a play, but not all the time in the world as they try to get into the paint here where they really thrive. That's going to go out on the Knights and be Vulcan basketball.
Yeah, that was, it was a right it was a right decision, but just the wrong execution. That time it was Dembski trying to find Porosco inside, but just let her a little bit too much on that pass.
Now Lloyd trying to create some space here from the Golden Knights, gets double teamed around the basket, kicks it out to Smith. Smith wide open for 3. Can she make another one? That one's going to be off the mark and now boarded by Madison Dembski. Kicks it out to Emily Poling. Now back on the Gannon side of the court for 3. That's going to be well right of it. Lloyd to come down with it, and the crowd letting them hear it here in the Convocation Center. And then Lloyd's going to cross the timeline here to slow down the pace of play. 1 minute and some change here. Lloyd pulls up from the charity stripe, and that's still going to be short. And that's going to be boarded by Emily Poling to lead the charge back the other direction. 5-14. Now at the 1 minute mark, as they're trying to put something up, is Gannon, and that will be number 44, Sam Parisco, once again for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, Porosco now already has 11 points in the game, single-handedly doubling the point total of California so far. The Vulcans just have been struggling on both ends of the floor so far in this game.
Harris can't get that shot off. Really had been dynamic. Last game was Alicia Harris versus the Rock, but it's been quiet as of late. Jordan Smith and Rachel Fink, the only 2-point scorers for California, as their total is currently 5. And it's back on the Gannon side of the court here as Wheatley kicks it out to the outside now for 3. That's going to be a no-good shot there by Dembski. And Harrington will save it from going out of bounds. A lucky break there for California. Lloyd now to Fink. Pressure really being set by the Gannon Golden Knights. Fink trying to create some space, able to get it out to Smith. Smith now with the shot, and 2 more for Jordan Smith.
Now a half-court heave to try to get it at the buzzer, and that one just way too short from the Golden Knights, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter.
And now it is 16-7 as we enter the second quarter here in the Convocation Center. Remember, you're watching CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Fans, welcome to the court, your California.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center. So far, it's been all Gannon here this afternoon, leading the Vulcans 16-7.
Well, we're going to take a look at the team leaders from the Golden Knights. You're going to see a lot of the leading scorers so far in this game. Sam Perasco, 19 points for her, 7.3 rebounds per game as well, and averages 31.5 minutes. Emma Wright leads in assists with 60 on the season, and Dogan, that's going to be Delaney Dogan, leading in steals with 34 on the season.
So far, Sam Perasco has been leading the Golden Knights with a total of 11 points here in the Convocation Center.
Yeah, and it's just, like I said, it's just much of the same, like a broken record. We keep saying it over and over again. This is exactly what they did the last time these two teams played, was just feed it into the post to Perasco and Dogan and just let them go to work. And so far, California didn't have an answer in that game and haven't had an answer in this one.
Now Lloyd for the 3 ball. She gets it to go, waiting for the official score because I cannot tell from up here if that was going to be a 3. It will count for 3 points. So now add another 3 points for California. Now back on to the Gannon side of the court, the give and go from the paint. And that one's going to fall in the hoop. And that will be Emma Wright for Gannon. And now Lloyd's going to go back the other direction for California. Great steal by the Golden Knights, going back the other way on a mini breakaway. Harrington's the only one there. They're able to get it up. It's now a great save there by Gannon. Harrington once again to try and break this one up, but they're going to reset on offense. Now the 3 ball for them. Off the iron, Smith to bring it back the other way. Smith crossing the timeline for California. Smith, a great spin move, gets it up and gets it to go. Jordan Smith.
Smith putting the Golden Knights into the spin cycle there. Great job just finding where there was space on the defense, just spinning away from her defender and able to get to the basket. But on the other end, going to get called for the foul. She was just trying to get a hand on top of that ball.
Credit to Maddie Wheeler for the Gannon Golden Knights also on the no-give-up play to try and get it to go, as Harrington really was putting the pressure on her for California.
And this has been big so far on the offensive end here for Cal in this quarter. Ended that first quarter 3 of 17 from the field. I mean, that is just not what you want to see if you're trying to win a game.
And now fight for the inbounds. And that's going to be 2 more there for Perasco. Great effort from her to get it to go there as Cal U was coming out hot with the defensive pressure.
The Vulcans nearly stole away that inbound pass, but Perasco on the scene, able to just secure that one, pick it back up. And like I said, when she's in the paint like that, she very rarely misses.
Smith has at the top of the key, trying to find a lane of herself. Now looking for a teammate she passed to. Miscue on the pass. Harrington tried to get there. Couldn't. Wheatley now taking it back the other direction. Rainbow pass there. They're going to get stopped. Fink there. It's able to break it up. Harrington now going back the other direction. Harrington throws it up. No good, but Harris is there. And Harris puts it in on the second attempt.
And the fans getting more into it because that time Harrington had a disgusting crossover move behind the back to split the defenders to try to get her way towards the basket. Couldn't finish the shot, but great awareness by Harris to follow up on the missed shot from Harrington and able to get a basket of her own and cut the lead back down to 6.
Now a 3 ball on the Gannon side. Nothing but net there for Boston McKinney.
McKinney on the season is shooting 46% from 3. When you're shooting like that, you can shoot it from however deep you want. And that time, she was pretty near the Vulcan bench and was able to knock down that 3.
Now Harris tries to put one up, and that's going to be off the mark, boarded by the Golden Knights. Going back the other way, long pass here, and that's going to go out on the Knights. It will be California basketball as Lloyd is set to take possession here. Emma Wright on the defensive end for the Golden Knights. Lloyd trying to set something up here, gives it off to Fink, now to Smith in the corner. Smith for three. And that one's going to get stuck in the hoop.
Yeah, we see that.
Jump
It's pretty hard to see that, but Smith just does not get a tremendous amount of arc on her shots. It's kind of just a line drive shooting motion that she has, and that time it just got wedged in between the basket, and it looks like they're going to have to use the mop to come poke it out.
And there it is.
Mark that one off the bingo card for today's
I
game.
have not, out of all the games I have called, I have not seen that.
It's been a while since I've seen something like that. I can't remember. I think the last time I saw it was maybe in a high school game a few years ago, because like you said, you never really ever see something like that.
Emma Wright now has it in the corner, trying to get back to the action here. Perosco has it, now pulls up. Nothing but net for Gannon once again.
And not only can
It's going to be Claxton on the defensive end for the Golden Knights as Lloyd is at the Vulcan logo here. Harrington comes up, sets the screen, so does Harris, kicks it out to Fink now. Team. Now crossing the timeline here are the Golden Knights, and we are back. Sorry for the delays here on the network, but we should be resuming coverage here as it back on the Gannon side. It is now 29-16 as Gannon is in a predicament with Coach Strom's heavy defense. Calu always known for their defensive effort here. Kicks it out to the outside for three, 5 on the shot clock. Kicks it out once again, pulls up now with 2 left, off the iron, and Harris is gonna come down with the board. Lloyd now going to lead it back the other direction for California, and that's just going to get ripped out of her hands. And it will still fight for it, but it will be Gannon possession. Long pass here now into the corner. Lloyd is going to get called with the foul.
Yeah, that time Lloyd tried to cut across and prevent, I believe it was Claxton, to go baseline with her drive, tried to get out in front of her, but just couldn't get in front of her in time, couldn't plant her feet steadily and to try to force the charge. Just bumped her, and that's going to draw a blocking foul, and that's going to be the 3rd foul of the quarter here for Cal, and that'll send us to another immediate timeout with exactly 5 minutes on the clock.
Looks like Talia Gillard will be coming in following this media timeout. Again, we apologize for all of the
technical difficulties.
That's the word I'm looking for, all the technical difficulties we are experiencing, but we should be back on air, fingers crossed, as we look at some PSAC West standings.
Yeah, we obviously see your Golden Knights sitting atop of the conference, 14-3, 22-3 overall, comfortable lead. We didn't even mention before, and they're ranked 20th in the country in Division II basketball. Following just behind them are the Fighting Scouts, who obviously defeated the Vulcans earlier on, about 2 games ago. California sitting in 3rd place after their win against the Rock on Monday. Following just behind them is UPJ, IUP, Seton Hill, Mercyhurst, Slippery Rock, and Clarion. So that fight for the top spots here in the PSAC West and the PSAC West playoffs are getting pretty fierce as we come down the wire here at the end of the season.
These standings have been ping-ponging back and forth over the past couple weeks. So it'll be very interesting to see where these will wind up in the coming weeks of the final regular season. California now sitting in the 3 spot. Gannon has been almost dominant at the 1, leading the PSAC West from almost the beginning here. And we are going to get back underway following that foul from Sierra Lloyd.
I mean, you can even see in those standings, Edinburgh in 2nd place, and I believe it was Seton Hill in 6th place, are separated by a game. I mean, not even. Like, 1 game is separating between all of those teams in there. So that just goes to show you how crucial every single game is going down the stretch.
And now Gannon set to inbounds. It kicks it out. Long ball 3. Nothing but net to start us off is Emma Wright of the Golden Knights. Lloyd's going to lead the charge back the other direction. 32-16 in favor of the Gannon Golden Knights. Fink comes up to help set a screen. Now pass to Gilliard. Gilliard sub in for California. Kicks it out to Harrington. Harrington's been quiet tonight. Now she pulls up for mid-range. That's going to be short of the mark. Jump ball called on the court. Waiting on it to see who possession will favor. It will favor California.
Yeah, great effort that time by Harris to get down on the ground to try to jump on top of that ball, force that jump ball and get another possession in favor of Cal, but they only have 7 on the shot clock.
Lloyd trying to find a pass here. It goes long ball to Gilliard. 5 on the shot clock. They really need to get something off here. Fink trying to get something up. Now she pulls up for mid-range. That's going to be short. Harris with the board. Harris throws it up. Harris off the iron. And once again, now will be Dembski to come down with it. Gannon going back the other way. Now baited the shot. Now goes in the paint here. Off the mark. And Fink will come down with it. Miscue right away as Harris slips the ball out of her hand. And Gannon's now going to reset back on California's side of the court. The bench is really trying to hype California and get their team back into this, as this has been all Golden Knights all the way. Trying to find the open man. Peruska now kicks it out to the outside for 3. Once again, short of the iron, and it's going to be Gilliard to come down with the rebound. Lloyd bringing the charge back the other way for California. She's going to reset at the top of the key as Fink tries to come in and help her out. Now pass to Fink. Fink behind the back here tries to throw one up. Nothing but net for Raja Fink.
She's had a quiet afternoon so far, but she's doing exactly what she normally does. Is able to face up her defender a little bit outside of that paint area. Just cross her up, try to get to her spot inside of the paint, and just throw it up with the right hand. And that time she was able to get the shot to go.
Now Gannon's going to have it. Blossom McKinney leading the charge for the Golden Knights. That's going to be a no-good layup for Gannon. They do get the board. Foul called on the court. Looks like it'll be in favor of Gannon.
Foul number 33,
And it will be Raja Fink of California call with the foul.
And she's going to pick up her second. And this has just been the struggle so far in this game. Gannon out-rebounding California right now, 18-14. And a lot of them have been on the offensive end here, and that's why we've seen a lot of these second chance points and second chance attempts from the Golden Knights to try to get these another attempt at the basket, and that time wasn't able to get the shot to go, but ends up at the free throw line.
Madison Dembski, the 6'2" forward from Erie, Pennsylvania, with their second attempt here, and their second attempt is good, adding one more to the Gannon lead, now 33-18 at the 3-minute mark before the half. Lloyd going to take it across the timeline here. Lloyd goes off the foot of Gannon. Now the fight for the ball back on the Gannon side. Able to get it out. What a play this is. Another 2 there for Emma Wright.
Yeah, with the way they were playing today, you wouldn't believe me that coming into this game, California averaged the least amount of turnovers per game out of any team in the PSAC West. But Gannon, the #1 defensive team in the league, forcing a ton of mistakes out of California today.
Harrington off the mark from that one. It will be rebounded by Gannon, taking it back the other direction here. The bench really trying to get their team back into this. Now long 3, once again for Gannon, off the mark there. Gilliard will come down with it. Bree Claxton's shot was no good for Gannon. And now Harrington back on that end. Harrington with a nasty dribble move and nothing but net, bringing life back in the Convocation Center.
Yeah, just another beautiful crossover move. Her defender had no idea where Harrington was and caps it off by knocking down the shot, but a whistle blown underneath. I believe that another foul going to go against the Vulcans.
Looks like Alicia Young will be with the foul there.
And that's the 5th one of the quarter here for Cal, so that'll send Demski to the line here for the Golden Knights as they have now reached the bonus.
Demski with our first shot is good. Now 36-20.
And so far in the season, Gannon shooting 78.7% from the line as a team, which is #1 in the PSAC. And we see it again as Demski knocks down both free throws there.
And now we have a bunch of subs coming in for the Golden Knights. Maddie Wheely, Allie Bedman, and Delaney Dogan are back in the game, and Bree Claxton, Emma Wright, and Madison Demski are heading to the bench for the moment being, as Lloyd is bringing it back the other direction here. Lloyd now triple team, creates some space and gets one to go.
Yeah, Lloyd just kept it to herself the entire time, able to just dribble all around the court and a nice Euro step in the lane to create the space to get that layup shot off.
Bounce pass now to Briscoe, blocked by Young, but they are able to maintain it. Now kicks it out. Double team pressure once again. Wheatley tries to find Dogan. Now 3-ball for Gannon. No good off the mark. Harris with the board and a foul called on the Knights.
Yeah, that time a great rebound by Harris, trying to box out the bigger Dogan underneath, and Dogan going to have to foul Harris after that one. So that's going to be another foul for Dogan. That's her second already in the game.
Another bunch of subs coming in for the Golden Knights. Madison Demski back in, Emily Poland back in, and Boston McKinney and Delaney Dogan are out. And that's going to be Sierra Lloyd leading the charge. We're almost at the 1 minute mark before the half. 1:08 to be precise, as Harris comes up and sets the screen for Lloyd. Lloyd kicks it back to Gilliard. Gilliard now for three. Gilliard from three.
The bank's open for Talia Gilliard as it just sparks a little bit of life. We saw this in the first game where California were down big early, but able to come back a little bit. And if California can cut the lead going into half, I mean, it's going to be anyone's game in that second half.
Bedman kicks it to the outside to Wheatley. Now Wheatley at the top of the key finds Briscoe in the paint here. Briscoe gets another one.
That's going to be 21 points already in this game for Sam Porosco. I mean, California need to find an answer to her in this second half.
Lloyd killing clock here. There is a differential between the shot and game clock by about 5 seconds here, so they do need to get a shot off. Lloyd by the Golden Knight bench here, trying to create some space. Harris comes in, helps set the screen, but doesn't save her much as Gannon is putting the double team pressure. Now Gilliard once again for three. Lips out off the iron, and that will be rebounded by the Golden Knights. Now only 2 seconds left, so they're going to try and kill clock and put one up. Foul called, triple zeros on the clock, but I believe the foul will keep them out here for the moment being.
Yeah, that foul is going to go against Cal, and since it was a shooting foul, Porosco going to shoot 2 free throws here right before the end of the quarter.
We're going to take a look at that play here. Sorry, that was a miscue there. We will not take a look at it, as the referees will talk on the court to make sure that the official call is correct.
Well, actually, they initially gave the foul against Porosco. They said it was an offensive foul, and that was going to be Porosco's second. And now they're waiting to see how much time they're going to put back on the clock, because it's going to be California ball.
So it looks like Mr. Sape is correct. It will be California's possession here. I'm going to call Sam Prisco with the turnover, according to the live stats, with 1 second. Now they're going to put .3 on the clock.
Yeah, it was an offensive foul, so it'll go down as a turnover and a foul, and California's not going to have enough time to get a shot off, so that will be the end of the first half.
And it will be all Golden Knights so far, 39-25 here in the Convocation Center. Make sure you stay tuned for the second half of the game. You're watching CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Are you looking for student housing that is convenient, fits your budget, and promotes independent living? Look no further than Penn West California's upper campus student community at Vulcan Village. At Vulcan Village, you have 3 spacious floor plans to choose from, all with guaranteed private bedrooms and many with private bathrooms. Our community provides you fantastic amenities such as a 24/7 fitness center, convenience store, sand volleyball, and saltwater swimming pool. All apartments are fully furnished and have full kitchens and laundry. Utilities, internet, parking, recreation, and events all included. We provide you an all-inclusive experience that can't be beat. Schedule a tour and learn more today at vulcanvillage.com. Live here, live well.
everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center, home of California University's VULCANs. And we are going to be back at it underway in just over two and a half minutes here. So far, it's been all Gannon Golden Knight basketball. The Golden Knights are leading the VULCANs 39-25.
It was just a sloppy first half from California. In that first half, Gannon shot 15 for 28 from the field. And you're shooting 53.6% from the field. It's going to be a good game for you. So California needs to do a better job at defending the Golden Knights when the Golden Knights are attacking. The Golden Knights also shot 4 for 11 from 3, 5 for 7 from the free throw line, and had 20 rebounds in that half to go along with 12 assists and 7 turnovers for your VULCANs. However, 11 for 34 from the field, so the offense is not quite there for Cal. 3 for 9 from 3, 16 rebounds in that first half as well to go along with 4 assists, 8 turnovers. So Gannon spreading the ball out a little bit more. We take a look at today's PSAC schedule. Obviously, this game, California versus Gannon, and then some big matchups, Seton Hill versus Edinburgh. That's going to be a very good one. IUP versus UPJ, Slippery Rock versus Mercyhurst in PSAC West play. So like I said, 4 very, very big games in terms of PSAC conference standings and potential here tonight.
And we're going to take a look at some first half replays here. First on the California side, Fink putting one up for 2. California's really had a hard time getting it going on offense, but great two-pointer there from Fink. And now the fight for it on the ground here. That will be Bree Claxton, who's able to save that one. What a play this was to witness here in the convo for 3. Sorry, that's going to be number 13 there. Emma Wright to put up the easy layup there. And now Harrington wide open for 3. And you know Hallie Harrington is not going to miss those shots. Now Sierra Lloyd bringing it back, doing all herself, and 2 for Sierra Lloyd right there. Now the give and go to Gilliard for 3. And off the bank and in for Talia Gilliard of California. And now we are going to get back to the action here shortly in the Convocation Center. We're at the 22nd mark here, so Coach Wright and Coach John giving their team some last-minute advice as both teams are now going to take the court. And there's the horn, so we will be underway shortly. It will be Gannon to take the opening of possession in the third quarter.
This is going to be huge for Cal, and a test of their character and a test of the potential rest of the season if they're able to come back in this game. I mean, they have the ingredients for it. They have what it takes to get back into this game. They just need to be able to play sounder defense, especially on Perosco underneath, and try to be able to knock down some more shots.
Wheatley has it now on the corner. Sierra Lloyd on the defensive end kicks it off to the key here. Now to Dogan, given go to Wright. Foul called, and that will be on Lloyd.
I believe this one's going to go against Harrington.
Yes, my apologies. I thought that was Lloyd. It will be Harrington called for that one.
Looks like she just tripped up right on as she was trying to drive her way towards the basket. It's going to be a quick foul here for Harrington. That's only her first, but the team's first of the quarter in 15 seconds. We saw the Golden Knights get into that bonus in that second quarter, so California don't want to pick up too many more fouls to give up some free points to the Golden Knights.
We'll stay on the floor, so Golden Knights here. Wheatley has it on the top of the key. Harris on the defensive end for California. Wright has it. Bounce pass now to Dogan. Dogan throws one up, using her size and gets it to go.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Dogan so far in this game. That's only her second basket, but filling the exact same role that Perosco has so far in this game. She's just so big underneath that basket. It's hard for the California VULCANs defenders to try to match her.
Now Fink throws it out to Harrington. Harrington for 3. Harrington on the money.
And this is what California needs to start to make their money. They need to start hitting these outside shots. And it's all going to start with Harrington, who, like you said, we know she's able to knock down these three-point shots.
Now back on the Golden Knights side of the court. Wright has it in the corner. Smith on the defensive end here. Now to Dogan. Dogan, the big man in the paint, kicks it out towards the Gannon bench. Now back to Dogan. Fink fights for it. Fink gets a hand on it, and Fink gets the steal. And now Lloyd will be back leading the charge the other way for California. She's going to slow things down a bit. Fink comes up to try and help her out here as she was getting double teamed. Now Fink pulls up from the charity stripe. That's going to be off the iron, and Perosco gets it. Now going back the other way on the Gannon side of the court. As McKinney dumps it out to the top of the key here. Gannon trying to weigh all their options. They give and go up top. Smith on the defensive end for California. Rainbow pass, double team now as Brosco bounce past to Dogan. What a dirty play that was, and 2 more for the Golden Knights.
And the Vulcans just caught sleeping on the defensive end of the court. That time Wright able to just make that backdoor cut, and no Vulcan had any idea that she was making her way there, and a great find by Dogan to pass it to her.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, but Harrington off the mark with that 3-point attempt, trying to do what they can to cut into that Gannon lead. 43-28 now as Gannon takes their time on the California side of the court here. Coach Wright really trying to conduct his offense from the bench. Brosco getting the pressure on her from Harris and Fink. Harris gets a hand on jump ball called in favor of the Vulcans.
You can see Coach Wright a little bit upset because there was a little bit of contact between a couple players and Brosco inside of the paint there, and he wanted a foul called, and no whistle blown. And a great effort by Harris that time to force the jump ball.
Lloyd gonna waste no time going back the other direction. Lloyd now bounce pass to Harris. Harris throws one up. Harris using all of her size and gets another one.
And great positioning inside from Harris, and a nice pass by Lloyd to find her. Was looking away, just made that nice little bounce pass to Harris into the paint. And Harris inside the paint is always gonna look to go to work.
Boston McKinney has it at the top of the key. Smith really letting her feel it on the defensive end. Now at the top, Madison Wheatley has it on top, kicks it out once again to McKinney. McKinney now long pass in the corner to Wright. Wright trying to create some space. Bounce pass to Wheatley, finds Dogan in the paint. Harrington the only one there, but Harris is able to prevent the pass. Lloyd now wasting no time, barreling back down the court, finds Harrington. Harrington had an open space, but miscue on the pass. Smith has it now, signaling Harris. Harris throws one up. No good off the rim. And it will go back the other way for the Knights. Now long pass here, Wright feels the pressure from Harris. No foul called on the floor. Fight for it, and Harrington gets it. They're going to call a travel on Harrington there. She kind of picked it up and started stepping.
It was a nasty block by Harris, and just no one could quite get on top of the ball. As we can see, take a look at that replay. Wright trying to just get inside. Thought there was some contact, and a great job by Harris to put, just send that one back, and then Harrington tried to get up with it as she had the ball in possession, fell to the floor, and that was what caused the travel.
And now back, Dogan has it at the charity stripe. She's going to go back out and reset, kicks it out to Wheatley. Wheatley now trying to weigh her options. Perisco has it, throws up for 3, off the iron. Fight for the board, and Fink will get it. Lloyd leading the charge back the other way as he crosses the timeline here, 43-30. Lloyd tries to do it all herself, and what a play from Sierra Lloyd. And that one's going to go out of bounds on the Knights, and the life is back in the Convocation Center.
Like we said, it's not a Vulcan basketball game if Lloyd's glasses don't come off, and they do. But, I mean, a great crossover move by Lloyd, able to just drive down the lane towards the basket, able to get the finish, and then some miscommunication by the Golden Knights. The pass was intended. There were 2 players up there. Neither of them were looking back at the ball, and it ended up into the Golden Knight bench.
Credit to Sierra Lloyd on her basket there, using all of the physicality and grit that the Cal Vulcans are known for. Lloyd now kicks out to Smith. Smith for the 3. Smith off the iron. Now Gannon leading the charge back the other way. And they're going to reset at the top of the key here, 43-32, finding Perisco in there. Dogan was the intended target for that pass on the ground. Now Dogan's able to save it, gives it to Wright. Wright now passes off, pulls up for 2, gets it to go. That will be Bree Claxton with the pull-up 2.
Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't an over and back violation from the Golden Knights. It may have gotten tipped on its way through, and so the Golden Knights catch a break there.
And now back on the Vulcan side of the court. Fink tries to put one up, can't get it to go, but a foul will be called on the floor.
And the Vulcans need to keep their head on top of their shoulders here, need to be able to keep themselves emotionally in this game if they want to fight back. That time, Fink able to get inside. Great move to try to split 2 defenders. Now she was getting her shot up. She ended up getting fouled. Now send Raja Fink to the line for the first time this game on the season, a 78.5% free throw shooter.
Fink's first foul is good, and the foul will be called on Golden Knights player Sam Perisco, her 3rd personal foul of this game, so she needs to watch out for foul trouble. 2nd attempt here for Fink. 2 for 2 for Raja Fink.
And it looks like They're going to take some precautionary measures with Perosco into the game for the Golden Knights. Once again, will be number 25, Madison Dembski.
Gannon now leading the charge back the other way as they cross the timeline here. 45-34. California slowly chirping into that Gannon lead. Now weighing their options. Dogan has it bounced back in the paint here. Pulls up for two, gets the foul called. No good basket by Emma Wright, but they will get a foul in favor of them.
The Vulcans defense a little bit heavy-footed there. I mean, it seemed pretty telegraphed from where we're standing up here. Dogan got the pass inside, and Wright was cutting towards the basket, but the Vulcan just couldn't keep up with her. Had to get fouled. As we can take a look at the PSAC West standings again. Obviously, we talked about the Golden Knights are up top, and everyone else is trying to catch on their heels. Have a nice, comfortable lead over Edinburgh in second place. California right behind them. UPJ right behind Cal. IUP and Seton Hill tied. And then Mercyhurst, Slippery Rock, and Clarion round things out in the PSAC West. And like I said, Edinburgh and Cal sitting at 11 wins. UPJ, IUP, and Seton Hill all sitting at 10. So those 5 teams all within one game of each other.
We're going to take a look at some replays for the opening few minutes of the third quarter. Gannon coming out strong with that. Delaney Dogan a basket now on the California side of the court. Harrington, the sharpshooter from 3. You know she's not going to disappoint from the 3 line, and she makes another one. Now back on the Gannon side of the court. What a great bounce pass that was from Delaney Dogan to Wright. Wright putting it up again in the basket. And now on the California side, Harris has been a real good staple from this paint. Throws one up and using her size to get it in. Back on the Golden Knights side of the court, Wright once again tries to get it to go. What a scramble move this was, but Harris is there and says, no, I got this one. And what a block and defensive effort that was by Alicia Harris. And then this play is the epitome of California basketball. Sierra Lloyd laying it all on the line and gets 2 baskets, despite her Oakley's fallen off. And now back on the Gannon side of the court, big range jumper for them to extend their lead here in the Convocation Center.
And a nice look at the Pep Band coming in here, playing Sweet Caroline here for the Convocation Center. Huge shout out to them for making their appearance here today and trying to cheer on this Vulcan team as they're getting back underway.
That will be Emma Wright's first basket is good following the Alicia Harris foul. And second one is good as well. Now extending their lead to 47-34, just under the 5-minute mark here in the third. And now Lloyd will bring it back the other direction. Loses control of it, but she's able to keep it going. Now Fink to Smith. And she's going to go long ball to Harrington. Harrington from mid-range gets hit while she shoots it. And a no-good basket back on the Golden Knights side of the court. Wright has it by the charity stripe, kicks it out to Dogan. Dogan now to Wright once again. Wright is wide open, so she's going to say, what the heck, I'm going to shoot it.
Yeah, that time a screen was set in the middle of the paint, and then just no Vulcan player came out to try to close out Wright. And she had all day and all night to shoot that shot. I mean, she's going to knock it down if she has that much time.
And now Lloyd responds with a mid-range jumper of her own right. Now going up back the other way, Boston McKinney leading the charge for the Golden Knights. California in a bit of a hole here, 50-36 as they play a little hot potato. Smith gets a hand on it, but it will be last touched by Emma Wright, so it will be Vulcan basketball.
Yeah, unfortunate for Wright, and so far in this game it's been Sam Perosco, the main talk of the Golden Knights' success. But Wright has 17 points in this game, a quiet 17 for her, and that's why we've seen such a commanding lead here from the Golden Knights.
Fink has it, has some space. She pulls up for 2. Off the iron, Harris is there, and Harris gets the end 1. Alicia Harris with a great layup for herself, and will have a chance to add one more from the charity stripe here. Emma Wright will be credited with a foul for the Gannon Golden Knights.
And it's going to be the lifeline, the little spark that the Vulcans need to try to get back into this game. Something like that, just a small play like that can get the team energized again and try to get them back into the game.
McKinney leading the charge back the other way for the Golden Knights, slowing things down a bit. Now trying to find some lane, final lane on the outside is Claxton. Claxton to Dogan. Now on the outside again is McKinney. McKinney bounce pass to Dogan in the paint. Dogan double teamed by California. They get a hand on it, but it will remain in Gannon possession. They only have 3 on the shot clock, so they need to make something going here. Dogan's off the mark. Fight for the board. Fink gets it. foul called on the floor, and it will be in favor of California.
Yeah, that time Wright just left a trailing hand trying to poke it out of Fink's arms. And that's just a lazy foul to give up if you're right. She's going to pick up her second. Well, she's not in trouble yet, but it's not something you want to see if you're a Golden Knight fan, her picking up 2 quick fouls.
And back on the California side of the court here, Harris kicks it out to Smith. Smith's had a heck of a game here so far this afternoon. Smith now back to Harris. Harris trying to pull one up. Harris off the mark. Dogan will come down with the board for the Gannon Golden Knights. Now going back the other way. Gonna reset here, gives it off to Dogan at the top of the key, signaling traffic, miscue on the pass, can't save it. Pass was intended for Boston McKinney, but wasn't able to save it before going out.
And that pass just a little bit too telegraphed. Smith, a very smart and well-aware defender, knew McKinney was cutting towards the basket and just got into the lane. And then they tried to the stop-start, and just the pass was off the mark.
Fink wide open for 3, and that ball was so clean at the basket, the net didn't even move.
Yeah, Fink not known for a three-point shooter, but if you give her that space, she's going to take it and able to knock down another one, cut the lead down to single digits here.
Now back on the Golden Knights side of the court here. That's Wright trying to find some space. Feeling all of Raja Fink, able to get a good pass there. Can't get it to go. Harris comes down with the rebound. And now Lloyd leading the charge back the other way. Lloyd makes a critical error once again off the foot of the Golden Knights. Now going back the other way, foul called as Bria Claxton was trying to get something going on the mini breakaway.
Unfortunate there from the Vulcans, and that's just so tough. If you're California, you have the chance to try to capitalize, try to push further and further in this game, and then you turn the ball over. Unfortunate that time as Lloyd got herself crossed up a little bit.
And now Claxton will go to the line following the Sierra Lloyd foul. First shot is no good. Second attempt here for Claxton. We always say it every game, these free throws are a great way to either extend a lead or trim into it because they're basically free points. Second one she is able to convert on, restoring a 10-point lead over the Vulcans. Now Fink comes up, sets the screen for Lloyd. Lloyd, miscue once again, another turnover for Sierra Lloyd. And Fink gets a hand on it, now Harrington is able to save it. Didn't want to call it too early as she tripped up by the baseline, but it will be California basketball following that chaos. And now back onto the Vulcan side of the court as Sierra Lloyd has it. Double screen comes up with Harrington, and Harris kicks it out to Fink. Fink wide open from the corner. Can she do it again? And yes, she does.
Looks like the referee on the near side signaling it's a 2-point shot as Fink had her foot on the line. But another whistle blown afterwards. I believe there's going to be a foul against Gannon. So it looks like Cal are going to keep the ball here underneath.
Crucial error for the Golden Knights. Luckily, it will remain on the floor here, so there will not be a direct impact to the scoreboard. But Sierra Lloyd will go back for the inbounds. And that basket will indeed count. 51-43 now. Some confusion on the court, but we are back underway as Fink is able to restore the pass here. That's going to be short of the mark, out of bounds, and once again, Vulcan basketball.
Yeah, just to clarify, the basket went in, and then the foul came afterwards. So they're saying since it's that dead ball period in between possessions, California got the ball back.
Harrington trying to create some space here. Ends up going with Fink. Can she do another one? And Fink with another mid-range jumper.
And if there's anyone you want to get hot going down the stretch, it's Raja Fink. 2 quick baskets from her, and just like that, it's a 6-point game.
And the football team in the crowd is letting the Vulcans hear it. Now back on the Golden Knights side of the court. Great response there by Emma Wright with a layup from under the basket. Under a minute left here in the third, 53-45. Fink comes up, sets the screen. Another miscue pass there. Foul called on the floor, but it will go in favor of California.
And with that, that's going to be the 5th foul of the quarter here from the Golden Knights. So that'll send Raja Fink back to the line to shoot 2. And that one's going to go against Madison Dembski, excuse me. That's going to be her second. Like I said, it's a good chance for Cal here to try to dig into this lead once again that Gannon do have.
Fink's first one is off the mark. She does get a second attempt here. 53-45, 38.4 seconds left. Fink's second shot is up and good. Now going back the other way on the Gannon Golden Knights side of the court. trying to kill as much clock as possible so they don't get California to get a shot off here. Wright is going to get fouled.
They're going to call an offensive foul. This one's going to go against Wright as she pushed off of Harrington. She's going to pick up her third. Since it's an offensive foul, there won't be free throw shootings, but California, with the shot clock turned off, have the chance to have the ball here at the end of the third quarter for the last shot.
Lloyd now wasting no time going back the other direction for California. That's going to be Fink up there as well, trying to set a screen for her. And Claxton's doing what she can to make sure make sure Lloyd doesn't get anything. Now Harrington for the 3-ball. Harrington for 3. Cal from Cal does it again. Now long ball half court. That's going to be short of the mark. Now leading us 53-49 here in the Convocation Center. You're watching CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Are you looking for student housing that is convenient, fits your budget, and promotes independent living? Look no further than Penn West California's Upper Campus student community at Vulcan Village. At Vulcan Village, you have 3 spacious floor plans to choose from, all with guaranteed private bedrooms and many with private bathrooms. Our community provides you fantastic amenities such as a 24/7 fitness center, convenience store, sand volleyball, and saltwater swimming pool. All apartments are fully furnished and have full kitchens and laundry. Utilities, internet, parking, recreation, and events all included. We provide you an all-inclusive experience that can't be beat. Schedule a tour and learn more today at vulcanvillage.com. Live here. Live well.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Convocation Center. Boy, we got a game for you all. It is 53-49 in favor of the Golden Knights, but that last quarter was all California, so we're going to take a look at some replays.
Yeah, we have Dogan inside, able to finish. She was able to get past Smith inside, and Fink, nice pass out to find Harrington, who's knocked down for 3. She's been a big part of this lead getting cut down from the Golden Knights. And Dogan, once again, beautiful pass underneath to find Wright. Wright left all untouched, all alone underneath the basket. Harris, great post move just to get some separation, and even finishes with a little bit of contact around the rim as well. And then we have another offensive rebound from Harris, able to finish with the contact that time and one called. Just like that, a 4-point game as we see that 3-point shot just made by Harrington to cut the lead to 4.
Back underway here in the Convocation, starting off on the Gannon side of the court, trying to get something cooking here. Gannon is going to have a turnover as Harris is able to square that up for California. Now Lloyd bringing it back the other way. Lloyd trying to do it all herself, throws one up and gets the and 1. And Lloyd is hyped as she heads towards the cheerleader section for the second.
Yeah, we need to take a look at that replay. The circus shot by Lloyd as she's driving. She's just falling away from the basket as well and just throws it as high as she can, gets it to touch off the top of the glass and fall in. And like I said, it's plays like that that just re-energize your team, get them more invested back into this game, and also gets the crowd invested as well, because you can see the energy that this crowd really has in this game. It's having an effect on the Golden Knights.
And now we are back underway here in the Convocation Center as Sierra Lloyd is able to drain that one.
Just like that, it's a 1-point game.
Boy, the tables have turned, and we are back on the Gannon side of the court. Marisco needs to get something cooking. Jump ball called, waiting on the possession of who is in favor. It will be in favor of the Vulcans.
And that time it was a great double team. Very smart by Fink to come over and just get around Porosco, force that double team, because you know she's been a menace all game, and Fink just rips it out of her hands.
Lloyd signaling traffic by the Vulcan logo here. Fink's up there to help her out as always, and now kicks it out to Smith, and Smith is able to save that from going out of bounds, so they're going to reset a bit. 13 on the shot clock. Smith pulls up from mid-range, off the mark, and that's going to be rebounded by Wheatley. Wheatley now kicks it out to the outside to Wright. Wright leading the charge for the Gannon Golden Knights, so they're going to reset here. Find Parisco in the paint. She's double teamed. Foul called in favor of Gannon. Cal U is coming out with the intensity. You know Coach Strom is famous for her defensive efforts, and we are seeing it in the second half of this game.
Yeah, that one's going to go against Harris, and we've seen the plan now very evident from Cal. Every time Perasco gets the ball in the paint, they're sending a double her way to try to force another member of this Golden Knight team to punish.
And that will be Alicia Harris's third personal foul. Will remain on the floor, obviously, as it's back on the Golden Knight side. Trying to single for traffic is McKinney. McKinney trying to pull up now for three. And that one's still bouncing. It's going to be no good, out of bounds, and it will be Fink who last touch it, so it will remain with the Golden Knights.
Yeah, unfortunate. As that ball was coming down, Harrington got a piece of it, tried to tap it over to Fink, and just had a little bit too much on it, as Fink could have saved it out of bounds, but ended up just coming down with it and running it out. But the Vulcans steal the inbound pass.
Off the hands from Delaney Dogans, in the hands of Sierra Lloyd, now to Harrington. Lloyd has it by the Vulcan bench. Lloyd weighing her options here and gets it to Fink. Fink triple team, she kicks it out to Harris. And that will be an offensive foul on Harris. No, sorry, it will be a travel on Harris, not a foul.
Yeah, Fink, nice vision to find Harris, and Harris just got a little bit too excited. Took about 3 or 4 steps before getting that shot off. If she just gets that, takes that pass and makes that jump, and just decides to shoot, she probably ends up making it, and the Vulcans will take the lead.
McKinney gives it off to the outside of Wheelie. Back to McKinney. Now playing hot potato from the key. Perisco has it. Trying to find some space in the paint. Throws one up and gets it to go from the pressure from Alicia Harris. And that is going to be Sierra Lloyd bringing it back the other direction for the Vulcans as she crosses the timeline here, trying to find some space as she gets double teamed now to Fink. Fink kicks it out to Smith. Smith had the shot, she doesn't take it, pulls up, and that's going to get blocked out of bounds. It will be last touch by the Vulcans.
That one's going to come off of Smith as she was just trying to tap it back to Fink, and like once again, the Vulcans just left that pass a little bit too telegraphed, and the Golden Knights able to get out in front of it.
Finds Dogan. Dogan kicks it out to the outside for Wheatley for three. Nothing but net.
And that's the problem when you send double teams down to the post, is it leaves someone open at the three-point line. That time California couldn't rotate back in time to try to close out on the three-point attempt, and Wheatley was just left wide open.
Pass blocked immediately from Sierra Lloyd. Now going back the other way. Lloyd's probably going to come in and foul. And one is not there as that shot is missed, but it will be a foul on Sierra Lloyd.
And just when you thought the Vulcans had the momentum, they cut it down to one, and just sloppy play over and over again. They come down the court, they turn the ball over. And like I said, you wouldn't believe me if in this game that they had the least amount of turnovers per game out of any team in the PSAC with only 15 a game. And just so far it just seems like when they're finally able to get back in this game, they just have these mistakes that just Gannon are able to capitalize on and distance themselves.
Emma Wright drains both of her shots from the layup line. 60-52 now. This was a one-point ball game when we started the fourth as Lloyd crosses the timeline. Now to Fink. Fink for three. Fink gets it to go.
And like I said, she's not much of a three-point shooter on the season, but today she's, I mean, if you're hot, you're hot, and the Vulcans need to continue to defeat the hot hand, which is right now Raja Fink.
Perisco has it at the top of the key. Wanted the three ball, doesn't take it. Now goes in the paint. Out. Kickball actually will be called against Perisco. Will remain on the court here. Actually, they're going to call a kickball on the Vulcans, so Gannon will be at the inbounds. Weighing their options, McKinney just throws it out to Wheatley now at the top of the key here. 60-55 in favor of the Golden Knights. Wheatley throws it out to the outside now for three for Gannon. That's going to be off the iron. Dogan is able to get the board. Wheatley now for three. That's off the iron again, and now in the hands of Raja Fink.
The Vulcans luck out there as they just didn't close out on 2 straight three-point shots. They're just lucky that Gannon weren't able to knock them down. They need to play some better defense.
Fink wanted the three ball, goes in the paint set, throws one up, and what a play by Raja Fink. Fink puts 2 more on the board. Now a one-possession ball game here late, and it will be back on the Gannon Knights side of the court. Wright has it, weighing her options here as not much is available. Dogan has some space, double team, triple team. Smith gets a hand on it and prevents the basket. And now Sierra Lloyd crossing the Vulcan logo. If they can get a three, it will be a tied ball game, folks. Lloyd now is going to be called for the double dribble. Crucial mistake. and the fans are not liking that call.
Yeah, Lloyd, not really happy about that call. She's going to get called for the carry. As like you said, she kind of palmed the ball when she was trying to make that crossover move. You see it not called from time to time, and that's what Lloyd was trying to argue with the referee, but that time pretty self-evident and pretty apparent to the referees that was a carry.
Vulcans need a defensive stop here to get the ball back. Gannon kind of bleeds some clock here. Purisco now wide open for three. Off the mark, was right. Able to get the board, jump ball called. Sorry, it'd be a foul called on California there.
Foul number 23,
Alicia Harris of California will be called, and that will be a fourth personal foul. So she might be expecting to be subbing out of the game here shortly.
Yeah, it's going to be the team's third foul of the quarter as well.
So it will remain on the court here now. 3-ball for Gannon, and that one's going to be good for Emma Wright. And it will be two as her foot was on the line. Lloyd now long pass to Harrington. Harrington, you know she wants a three, but she's going to go and give it off to Smith. Smith at the three line. Weighing her options is Jordan Smith. Kicks it out to Fink. Fink tried to go for the shot, also wasn't there. Fink trying to go find the lane, gives it off to Harrington. 14 on the shot clock. Smith now playing hot potato, gives it back to Lloyd. 10 on the shot clock here, so they do need to get something going pretty fast. Lloyd creates some space, pulls up for two. Sierra Lloyd now making this 62-59.
Yeah, great up and under move by Lloyd. Pump fake to get the defender to jump and then just slips underneath of her and just throws that shot up. 14 points now in the game here for Sierra Lloyd.
Now Wright kicks it out, trying to find a lane. Here are the Golden Knights. Harrington gets in the face and is able to stop the basket. Rebounded by Sierra Lloyd of California. Lloyd now leading the charge. Lloyd with a great crossover move, jumps up from the charity stripe. Will not get the basket, but will get the foul.
And Lloyd's going to go to the line to shoot two after this immediate timeout. That foul is going to go against 15 Boston McKinney. That'll be her first, the team's second. While we have a second as well, we can take a look at the upcoming schedule here for the Vulcans women's basketball. Only 4 games left in the season this Saturday, facing off against the Lakers, who have already defeated the Vulcans once this season. After that, next Wednesday will be against the Griffins here at home, and the Vulcans are going to get a break over the weekend. It'll be a 1-week time until they play the University of Pitt Johnstown on the 22nd up at UPJ, and then finally that Saturday, a home game here to end the season against the Crimson Hawks. So a very action-packed schedule here for the Vulcans down the stretch. And like I talked about, every game getting more and more important.
And then Gannon will be going on a bye this weekend as we're going to take a look at some highlights. Get this, Mr. Sape, I was looking at a statistic earlier before the game. Over the past 19 days, Gannon has played a total of 8 games, so they have not had much rest. And then your California Vulcans have had a total of 6 games, and we're going to take a look at some highlights here now with 4:17 remaining. This is going to be Fink. You know, we've been alluding to it. She's not one known for taking threes, but she's been lights out from the 3-ball line here tonight. Also can get her job done in the paint. Very physical play and able to add 2 more. And then Sierra Lloyd with a great job creating some space from Claxton and get that one to go right there. And we're going to get back underway here in the Convocation Center following the media timeout.
And like I said, the Vulcans not one of the even a good team at 3-point shooting this season, shooting about 28.8% on the season from 3, which would tie them for 14th, which is not super high, compared to Gannon, who shoot 34.1%, which is 3rd in the entire conference. And in this game, California is shooting 43% from 3, 6 for 14, and a lot of them have come from the hands of Rachel Fink.
And then following the Boston McKinney foul, it will be Sierra Lloyd at the charity stripe. Lloyd's first shot is good. Now a 2-point ball game. She can make this a 1-point game and restore, I don't want to say that lead, but not as much of a hole as they were in. And she gets the second one now 62-61. 4:16 left. Anyone's ball game here late in the convo.
Yeah, can the Vulcans get the stops on defense that they need? They have been getting some as of late, but historically in this game, they haven't been able to get the stops, so can they do it here?
Now back on the Golden Knights side of the court, Purisco throws one up, and it's lipped out, and fight for the board, fight for it again, and Harrington, sorry, that's going to be Lloyd who gets in, tips it into the hands of Claxton, and now a timeout called by Coach Wright.
And those are just things that the Vulcans need to tighten up on whenever you force these missed shots, because Perasco doesn't miss many. Don't see her miss many shots, but when she does, you need to pull in that board, and that time the Vulcans just can't get inside, can't get that rebound, and it's going to get tipped out. Gannon going to get the ball back and call that timeout, but California just need to try to secure these defensive rebounds.
This has been just one wild ride of a basketball game. California now within one of the Golden Knights. If you tuned in the first couple of minutes of the game and then you came back, you would not believe this scoreboard. But California has come out swinging from that halftime. I don't know what Coach Strom said, but obviously it's working.
Yeah, California in that third quarter scored 24 points compared to the Golden Knights 10, outscoring them by 10 points, really getting into that. And so far in this quarter, 12-9, the Vulcans able to lead 4 for 5 from the field and 1 for 1 from 3 as well. So California in this second half definitely have a stranglehold of this game, but it's, like I said, it's up to them to get these stops, to try to play this fundamental game, box out well, secure rebounds for your team to get yourself more possessions to try to score some more points. It's just a frustrating thing to see as well, because if they're able to do this in the first half of the game, I mean, you're looking at a game that isn't even close. You're looking like a game that Gannon had in the first half, where it was a 14-point lead into half, and you're like, man, we're cruising. But if the Vulcans are able to play a little bit better defense in that first half, able to get the offense rolling a little bit more, knocking down some more shots.
We've also seen this many times on the flip side, especially at that Edinburgh game. And we are back underway here in the combo, now wide open for 2. And that's going to be a foul against Sierra Lloyd of California. Lloyd on the court pleading her case, and the crowd letting the referees hear it.
They're going to call a blocking foul on her. That's going to be her 4th, which is pretty important, as now Lloyd and Harris both have 4 fouls. And Lloyd did everything right, tried to draw that charging foul, but just couldn't place her feet down in time. Picks up that foul, but a missed free throw on the first one.
Dembski's first foul shot is no good, and the football team really bringing the noise. Does convert on the second one. 63-61, still a one-possession ball game here in the Convocation Center. Lloyd crosses the timeline here. Fink sets a screen for a double team, able to get it to Fink. Now to Smith. Smith weighing her options, signals Fink to go to the outside. Give and go to Lloyd. 14 on the shot clock here. Some miscommunication on offense, really trying to set something up here. Now 8 seconds on the shot clock. Lloyd tries to throw it up off the rim. Now fight for the board. Gannon will get a foul called on the court, and it will go in favor of the Golden Knights.
Yeah, this one's going to go against Fink as she tried to reach in and steal that ball away. Because of that, that's going to be the 5th foul of the quarter here for Cal. So that'll send Gannon to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
3:19 left, 2-point game, 63-61. That will be Fink's 3rd personal foul of the game. And that will be Bree Claxton at the line now for 2. First one is up and good.
And Claxton on the season, an 85% free throw shooter. So one that you expect to knock down both here to extend the lead back to 4 here for Gannon.
And her second one is good as well. So now 65-61. Some subs coming in for the Golden Knights. It looks like Delaney Dogan will be coming in. Madison Dembski will be heading to the bench. And that will be Sierra Lloyd now crossing the Vulcan logo as Claxton's really putting the pressure on here from midcourt. Lloyd steps back for 3 off the iron. And that will be rebounded by Wright of the Golden Knights. McKinney now leading the charge back the other way for Gannon. Harrington on the defensive end for California. Bounce pass to Dogan. Dogan kicks it out to Barisco from the outside. Now she tries to find a lane going in the paint. And she gets another one. 67-61. 2:44 left. Lloyd brings the charge back the other way. Kicks it out to Harrington. Harrington for 3. Well short of the mark.
These last few offensive possessions here from Cal just seem a little bit rushed. They're not slowing things down, not taking their time, not running any plays. It just seems like they're just a little bit too antsy. They're just trying to get back into the game, but if they're able to slow things down, get better shots, they'd have a better look at knocking down these shots and getting back into the game.
Now Barisco gets double teamed. Fink tries to get a hand on it. No jump ball called. Wild pass there. Smith might be the first one to get it. Smith is on the ground. McKinney's on the ground also. also jump ball call, and it will be Gannon basketball.
I mean, Smith, the pass went from Gannon. No one touched it, so if she just lets it go, it's going to be a turnover no matter what.
It was kind of one of those just quick second mental type of errors on the California side. Lucky break there for the Gannon Golden Knights.
Yeah, if you're Smith there, you just let that ball go. It's either going to roll out of bounds, or if Gannon touches it, it's going to be a turnover, and it's going to be your ball anyway. Instead of she just tried to jump on it. And like I said, I don't really know why.
Maybe she was looking potentially for the breakaway. Waiting on the official call as the referees are going to be talking this on center court. They're trying to figure out, I guess, if a timeout potentially was called prior to the ball. They're going to call a foul on California, and Coach Strom is not loving that call.
Yeah, she's just trying to get an explanation because there was only 8 seconds left on the shot clock after all of that, and now it's reset to 30. So like you said, she's just trying to figure out where in fact the foul was and how exactly you're going to enforce that, because the only way that there could have been a foul was you're talking about it on the floor there as Smith was trying to fight for the ball. Now we need to see who the foul is going to be called on here for Cal.
It's so hard for us to commentate this because we're not 100% certain what happened. I think there's a lot of confusion on everyone's faces now as we cut to Coach Wright. Coach Strom looking for an explanation. It will definitively be Gannon basketball, and it will remain on the floor. They're not listening to anything. They're only listening to Jordan Smith turnover on this. So I'm not certain if they called Jordan Smith with a potential foul. There was no official announcement here on the PA system.
Yeah, I think the frustration was now they got a full 30 seconds on the shot clock instead of the 8, so that's what Coach Strom was really trying to figure out, why they got all that time back.
Parisco now throws it out to the outside here for Wright. Wright creates some space. Another 3-ball for Emma Wright. And now Harrington has it in the corner. Harrington trying to find some space. Throws up, gets 2. 72-63. California's in a bit of a hole with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. And McKinney is going to bleed as much time as possible for the Golden Knights. The bench is really trying to bring some life back into this California team. Smith trying to do what she can to make McKinney move early. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Frustrations are definitely mounting here on the court. Kicks it out to the outside for Wright. Wright throws one up. No good. Parisco gets the board. Kicks it out to the outside once again. Throws it up. No good shot once again, but what time has fallen off the clock? Now 1:01 left in regulation.
There's going to be a foul called on the court. This one going to go against Dogan. That's going to be her third and the team's third of the quarter. But like you said, Gannon wasting so much time off the clock, just over a minute left, and the Vulcans in the 7-point hole. You see Lloyd now going quickly here.
Yeah, Lloyd is going to go by the bench here, wasting no time as she can. And now to Fink. Fink trying to find a lane. Tries to give it off to Harris. Good play design and poor execution there for the Vulcans.
I mean, it's the story of the game. They cut it to 1, and they had every single opportunity possible handed to them to take the lead, to take control of the game. And every time they were just like, I don't want to take it. They just give it back to Gannon every single time. Turnover after turnover, poor shot after poor shot. Down the stretch, the decision-making of this Vulcan team has just not been what you need it to be a team to contend for first place. And we can take a look at the standings once again, one more time. And this is the difference between a team in 14-3, nationally ranked 20th overall, Gannon, in California. Gannon, so far in this game, when it has mattered the most, they've been able to not only knock down the shots, but play smart basketball. California just one too many errors down the stretch.
They just looked a little unsettled, I feel like. I don't mean to cut you off there, Mr. Say, by any means, but they just looked a little unsettled. You know, they came out in the third quarter with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, then just made Gannon play Vulcan basketball, and we just haven't seen that same level of intensity. Leaving a lot of men open on the Gannon side of the court, not playing that lockdown defense like they are known for, and that is why they find themselves in a 7-point hole. I don't know what they can do with 50 seconds left.
And like I said, it's just frustrating, and it's just frustrating to watch as a fan of California, because I know exactly what this team is capable of. I watched them every single game last year, and they were one of the best teams in the country for a reason. And so far in this game, they just haven't made the plays that a team needs to do to win. As we come back, a timeout's going to be called from Gannon, as they saw what California drew up in that timeout, didn't like what they had to go against it, so they're going to go back into the huddle to try and pick up something else and try to cook up something else to try to throw California off.
Still 70-63, 50.7 left in the game. And it will just be a 30-second timeout called from Coach Wright.
And like we talk about as well, I mean, I guess technically on paper, this is a game that you expect Gannon to win, being the higher seed. But it's so frustrating as well, as we see California bringing Gannon down to their knees on this game, just having them right there to try to finish them off, but California couldn't do it. And when you're facing off against a team that is nationally ranked, one of the best teams in the country, you have a chance to win and you don't take that opportunity. It's just so hard.
Now a foul called quickly, as California was taking no chances there. And there was some substitutes coming in also following that timeout. Maddie Wheely was coming back into the game for Bree Claxton.
That one's going to go against Fink, and that was going to be a close one, as Fink and Harris were both around her, because that would have been Harris's 5th. But since that foul is accredited to Fink, she's going to pick up her 4th. So now Fink, Harris, and Lloyd, all 3 on the court, and all 3 sitting on 4 fouls.
First shot is good there for Emma Wright. Hope is draining here in the Convocation Center, as Emma Wright is able to sink her second one.
There's another timeout called, and once again, another thing to point out, 28-point game here for Emma Wright. In that first half, it was entirely Sam Perosco ball. I mean, she was just the one scoring point after point after point for Gannon, single-handedly dragging them through that first half. And in this second half, it's been all Emma Wright. 28 points in this game. It's tough when those two players are scoring almost 30, and the next highest on their team is with 5. It's been a two-person show here for Gannon, and California just hasn't been able to hold up on the defensive end against either of those players.
And it looks like Coach John will choose to move the ball up here. Harrington set for the inbounds.
And if you're Cal, you just need to inbound it quickly, get a quick 3, and if you're able to knock it down, you're playing high intensity on that inbounds pass, forcing a turnover from Gannon to try to get the ball back.
Harrington able to give it off to Lloyd. Just over 40 seconds. Now Fink has it. Fink trying to go something and jump. That's going to be a foul called, not a jump ball. And it waiting on the official call there, as there's missed signals. I'm seeing travel signals from the Gannon bench, but I do not believe there's a travel call on the court.
Yeah, there's fouls going to go against the Golden Knights. It's going to go against Perosco. It's going to be her 4th. The Vulcans going to get some more time added onto the shot clock. They're going to be able to inbound it underneath the basket, but they need to get a 3 quickly here.
Harrington is the man for that job. Harrington steps back. Harrington off the mark. Harris is able to save it. Back to Harrington now from the charity stripe. Harrington can't get the 3, but she does get the 2. 72-65 now.
Gannon are going to call another timeout here, 34.7 on the shot clock. And I believe they're going to advance the ball here with that timeout. So it's going to be very difficult for California to steal away an inbounds pass here. I mean, it's going to be a miracle. So California need to foul quickly after this inbound pass. They need to be able to foul quickly to preserve as much time as they can on the clock.
You see the men's teams also, they'll be tipping off shortly after the women's team. Watching this game with intensity, as certainly this has been a heck of a ball game here this afternoon.
And the shades of this game are shades of the first meeting between these two, as like we mentioned, the Vulcans in that game battled back, able to bring it back to like a 2-3 point game, but just couldn't finish it off.
Dogan, no, sorry, I don't even know how to commentate that. Smith got a hand on it. That pass almost in the hands of Jordan Smith for California. That would have been exactly what the doctor ordered for the Vulcans, but it will end up being a foul on Alicia Harris.
Yeah, it's going to be her 5th. I mean, that's just the type of game it's been all day, isn't it? The ball is right there to be grabbed, and a chance, a lifeline for your team back into the game if you're able to steal it away. And it just floats there for what seems like forever. And then it's going to be Sam Perosco coming down with it. And 5th foul, Harris fouls out. Into the game comes Gilliard. I mean, the bright points of this is if she misses both free throws, Gilliard a way better three-point shooter than Harris, maybe able to find her on the way back down the court.
And first one is up and good. Hope is definitely draining here in the Convocation Center. Gannon now leading 73-65. Second attempt here, and it is good as well. Another timeout called by Coach Jom.
And with that, those 2 free throws, this game is pretty much over, barring the miracle of all miracles. So if we can take a chance to look ahead at the upcoming games from Cal, like we talked about, the Mercyhurst on the weekend, which is not an easy team to play against, especially on the road, and then facing off against Seton Hill, UPJ, and IUP, the last stretch of games here for Cal. So this one going to chalk down as a loss here for the Vulcans. So the last 4 games of the season are ever so important for these playoff seedings. They came in this game 3rd, and after this tough loss once again, and seeing the results of the other games, the Vulcans are going to drop in the standings, so it's going to be on them to control their own destiny down the stretch of this season here to try to fight for maybe the 2nd or 3rd seed here in the PSAC West.
California will advance the ball here as Lloyd is set to inbound at 74-65. So there will be no let up as Fink is stable. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's on the ground. It's on the ground. It's in the hands of Gannon. And that will be McKinney, and a foul called on Smith.
And once again, like I said, it's just one of those games, you know, you inbound it to Fink, who has been your best player here tonight, has been knocking down shots, kept California in the game. And that time just gets double teamed, and we've seen her break it a couple of times in this game, but that time just succumbs to the pressure, loses control of the ball, gives it back to Gannon, and just a desperation foul from Smith to try to salvage anything out of this game. But McKinney knocks down the first free throw. If she knocks down the second, like I said, that's pretty much done and dusted here in the combo.
McKinney with her second attempt, and now that's going to lead her to 5 total points for this game, and 19 seconds on the shot clock. And it looks like Gannon will be taking this one. It will be out on Harrington. Gannon's basketball, 76-65, 15.7 left.
Yeah, miscommunication there between Lloyd and Harrington. Lloyd went for the handoff, and Harrington wasn't behind her where she thought she was.
Dogan, long pass stolen away by Harrington, and now in the bench of Gannon.
She made that nice, you know how you see penguins when they're going down the ice, they just slide on their stomachs? That's what Harrington did straight into the Gannon bench.
That was a good analogy, Mr. Sape. And back on the Gannon side of the court following that out-of-bounds ball. 10 on the game clock and the shot clock, and it looks like California will opt not to foul here. Don't want to call it too early, and this might be victory celebration here for Emma Wright and the Gannon Golden Knights. So that is all she wrote here in the Convocation Center. The Gannon Golden Knights get the road win, leading the California Vulcans 76-65. Make sure you stay tuned for the men's game. It'll be tipping off in about 25 minutes. You're watching CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Listen,